everybody, and welcome to another video. You join me on the good old A217 heading towards Banstead, and we're looking at lane discipline again now. Look at the car in front of the car in front of me. In lane 2, what's in front of it? Absolutely nothing in either lane. But how would you deal with that? Would you do what this guy in front of me is going to do and just go down the inside, or would you just hold back? Or what would you do? That's the question. What would you do when someone drives like that? It's probably not the best idea to what the guy did there by undertaking, because you can be you can be nicked for that as well. But look at this guy now in front of us. He's so far over to the right hand side. Look at all that room to its left hand side. Why not centralise yourself in the middle of the lane? Centralise, is that a word, or have I just bloody made that one up? Yeah, why not be in the middle of the lane? But this guy is so desperate to be out to the right that he even goes across the line in a second. When we get past these traffic lights up here, where it goes to 2 lanes here at the start of the traffic lights, he has to be obviously be in the outside lane. But then he goes over the line. Why? It goes into 1 lane again here, but he goes over the line here. I mean, is it a mobile phone? Now he goes all the way over to the left. Obviously I can't see a mobile phone, but it will explain how poor his driving is, I guess. Or can people really be that shit at driving? Now he's going to be turning left in a second, but he goes all the way out to the right to turn left, and look at how he does it. Look where he's going. Look at all that room to its left hand side. And it's going to drive on the other side of the road there to get round a turn in that wasn't really tight. It's got to be a mobile phone, or can people really be that shit at driving? No need to answer that one, because we all know the answer to that one. Anyway, next clip. Cyclist, red light. Cyclist, red light. So what? Yeah. The usual. And I know cyclists get the ump with me when I say that, but it is. Most cyclists that I see on the road do not stop at red lights. And I'm being honest here, I'm a cyclist myself now, so I get to see it from the other side. This cyclist over here, look at it over there. It's going to indicate, it's going to put its arm out, it's going to signal, which is great. But you're still going through a red light, and your positioning, if you were turning right, was pretty poor and all. And I'm just going to speed this up here just till we get across the traffic lights here, just to show cyclists, because they will ask the question that they may have had a cycle traffic light low down. And as you can see, there isn't one there. It was just someone blatantly going through a red light. Now in this clip, the camera doesn't do it justice. For all you people playing London Dashcam Bingo, there's one for you. I'm doing 40 miles an hour when this guy pulls out like that. As you can see, I've slowed down a little bit because I was a bit wary that he might be coming over into my lane. Now you would think him doing that, he would just slot in behind me here. But no, they've got to be in front, haven't they? They've got to be in front. It's made me slow down because of the way he did that. And he's where they got to be in front, haven't they? And you know that I'm not the best speller in the world. That's not how you spell wanker, is it? Now in this clip, we're on the Mad Mile again, and most of you know by now it used to be a 60 mile an hour speed limit. It's now 40 miles an hour. And for me, going down that 20 miles an hour creates problems. Believe it or not, it creates problems. We're looking at this guy in front of us. Lane discipline for starters is awful. He's not even doing the 40 mile an hour speed limit. He's doing just slightly under it, which he's not moving over to the left, and you will get people undertaking like that car there. And you're not going to really see what this guy has done and what the authorities have done, bringing it down 20 miles an hour, till I go to the rear camera in a second. Now, a lot of people will say, well, I should be moving over as well. But again, when I show you it from the rear camera, you'll see why I'm not moving over. But I will explain it to you now anyway. If I move over to the left like I should do, someone behind me will take up my spot here. And I want to be turning right up here at the roundabout. So I will be in the wrong lane trying to get back out to where I am now. And in effect, I will be boxed in and not being able to get out. And people will say, well, staggered formation and all that. But when I show you the rear, you'll see that no one drives staggered formation because of this 60 miles an hour gone down to 40. not everyone wanted to drive down this road at 60 miles an hour, believe it or not, but the ones that did got away from everyone, and people were better lane disciplined because of it. You know, if you don't want to go 60, you do 40, 50 miles an hour in the left-hand lane. But because they brought it down 20 miles an hour, we're all doing 40-ish in a line in both lanes. And is that a good thing? No, of course it ain't. Everyone's driving side by side with each other, which is never a good thing. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you as we've gone back to the beginning of the Mad Mile is the merging turn, because it's 3 lanes going into 2 lanes, and it's done perfectly. For the first time I've seen this on this Mad Mile for ages. It's done perfectly. Everyone merges in perfectly. But then look at us. We're all stuck behind that car. We're all stuck doing just under the 40 miles an hour, and most of us here are driving with a car right next to us. I'm not actually, because my one undertook me and the car in front. But everyone is driving with a car right next to them, so they can't actually move over to the left, and people in the left-hand lane can't move over to the right. So everyone's sort of boxed themselves in here. Do you see what I mean? If at 60 miles an hour, this lane would normally be going a lot faster and this wouldn't happen. Maybe I'm not explaining this very well, but if I was to pull over to the left-hand side, right in front of that yellow car there, the car behind me would pull up to my spot, and I would have a car next to me, and I wouldn't be able to get back out again. And this, for me, is all caused through taking 20 miles an hour off the speed limit, because, as I say, not everyone wanted to drive at 60, but the ones that did would be gone, and people could stay in the left-hand lane until they get to the roundabout and move out to the right. But now it's the fear of being blocked in and not being able to get out is stopping people driving properly. And if you look, there's only one car that does it properly there. Yeah, and it was an Audi. Always an Audi, although he did move over a little bit late really. But no one is overtaking anyone down this road. That is the problem, and that's because it's not a 60 mile an hour speed limit road anymore. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Am I talking sense, or am I talking absolute nonsense? Now, we're still in the same area. We're crossing the Mad Mile in this one, and as you can see from the road markings, there's a left turn only lane and there's a right turn only lane, and there is
shitting Peugeot, shitting Peugeot, shitting Peugeot.
That has gone into lane 2. Now, it doesn't want that lane, and the only reason it's gone in that lane is because the lane it wants has got more traffic in it. As we go to the rear camera now, we've gone back a bit. That car coming out of the right hand side there is the shitting Peugeot that could have so easily got behind this car behind me. But obviously there's traffic there. So we're just going to speed it up here now until we get across the lights, or when the lights go green I should say, and then we'll put it in normal speed. There is 2 lanes here, although there is no road markings because the good old British workforce don't like using paint. So this car now, the Peugeot, is starting to move over. And as you can see, there is 2 lanes from the vehicles in front of me. And now it starts to indicate after it's tried to move over on me without indicating. Yeah, they're not called
shitting Peugeot
for nothing, are they? Now, in this next clip, I'm just going to stop it here and show you the road. Look how tight it is. Look how far over that car is to give me a bit more space. And it's still quite tight. Fair play to him. He obviously knows the width of his car and this road. So we're not looking at him. We're looking at the guy behind him. Yes, the bloody jogger who jogs down a road like this the wrong way. What an absolute twat that is. You run against traffic, not with traffic, so you can see him, so you can actually, if someone is driving that close to the bushes towards you, you can jump in the bushes to get out of the way. That's one of the reasons why you run against traffic and not with traffic. And not only that, he's wearing all dark clothes. It's really dark down here because of the trees overlapping the road. It's really dark and he's wearing all dark clothes. What an absolute spanner that is. Now, as you can see, there is a little bit of a pavement there. It's not a great one, but there is a little bit of a pavement there. And I'm going to take you now to same road, a little bit further down the same road. And look if on the bend here, how close he would have been to these people. If he's not using the pavement on the left hand side here, look how close these people go to the bushes coming round the bend here. And this is the same road. Look how fast this one comes round the bend and how close he is to the bushes there. I mean, obviously I don't know whether he was on the pavement at this section of the road. It's literally just down the same road, a little bit further down the same road. And if he was on that same side of the road as he was, look, he's got no chance, especially with that last one. That last one was going so fast. Well, they might actually run into him a little bit further down the road, maybe. You never know. So in the next clip, we come to one of my favourites, the trainee Audi driver in their Fiat 500 with their dodgy lights. This one is so dodgy, it ain't even in there. It's fallen out. I've not been keeping count, but I wish I had been keeping count of how many of them vehicles I've seen with broken lights. Now, we got 2 for the price of 1 in this clip. We are looking at the car in front, and when it's an amber light, if it's safe to do so, you should actually stop. This guy puts his foot on the other pedal. As soon as it turns to amber, I'm going, bye. And here's the other one. Here's the one that's even worse. Over to the left-hand side, you see that parent coming down there with his kid in the road with a car coming towards him. Yeah, he moves him out of the road. I think there was words being said there. The kid goes back in the road, and then the parent walks in front of the child, so he can't even see the child that is in the road with cars coming towards him from the rear. Really? I mean, now hold his hand now. Now hold his hand when he's safely on the pavement, but not when he's in the road, eh? Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. What can I say? What can I say? Now in this clip, this is just for people that live quite local to where I normally film. I'll show you where we are in a second. We're just coming up to the A25. There's the roundabout there. You can either go to Dorking to the right or Reigate to the left. We're going towards Dorking to the right. And it's just a little bit of a warning for people that haven't gone out this way in quite a while. Because I did show you this on a live drive actually. Well, I didn't show you. I explained that where they were. Now, as you'll see, there's no signage about speed cameras here because they are brand new. Now, if you look over there to the right-hand side, up high there, there's new speed cameras here. They wasn't here a little while ago, and yet there isn't one sign down this road saying that they're there. Whether they're up and running yet, I do not know. They might not be. By the time this is published, there may be some signs up saying that there are speed cameras down here, but at the moment, when I film this, there isn't one speed camera sign down this road, and there's a few of them cameras spotted down this road now. Yeah, so be aware that they're out to get you. They're out to get your money. And I know people will say, well, stick to the speed limit then. That's the problem. This used to be a 50. It's now a 40. They've changed the speed limit as well. So they're trying to catch you out. So be careful when you're driving down the A25 in this area. Now, a little bit further down the road, we're coming up to a roundabout. It's priority to traffic approaching from the right. There's a car coming from my left, a very nice looking car there. I don't know what it is, you'll have to tell me, but he should not be going. He's from my left, he should not be going. And he definitely should not be going completely over the top of the roundabout. Nice car, twat driver. Why is it always that? Why is it always nice car, twat of a driver? Now, in the last clip of the day here, we've got another roundabout in front of us, and again, it's priority to traffic approaching from the right, but we're not really looking at that in this clip. To the left of us, there's a set of traffic lights, and because of all this traffic coming from the right, eventually that will get blocked up. So don't block the roundabout, just in case someone from where I am wants to turn right. You've got plenty of time to see it, but these people don't see it and block the roundabout. Look, that last car. How can you not see that in front of you, that you're going to be blocking the roundabout from anyone that wants to be turning right from my lane? No one does, but it's the principle of the thing. And now look how many people go over the top of that roundabout. Bear in mind, it's not just a blob of paint there, it is raised. And I didn't count it when I first watched this, but not one person goes round the roundabout. Even with a car there blocking some of it off, they still go over the top of the raised roundabout. Every single one of them, not one person goes round the roundabout correctly. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.